to know what you guys did think in this game because, like I said, this match was all over the place. Expecting from an FA Cup quarterfinal, now we're going into the semifinal. We do not know who we're going to play yet. There's still one more match to go yet. Liverpool versus Manchester United. This is going to be a big match as well. Looking forward to that. But there's a possibility that Chelsea could be going to the final, which means that will be our second final in one season under Pochettino. Yes, I understand that people are going to say that Pochettino's tactics were all over the place, but still, this match showed you what Chelsea have potential. The young players that we have at this club have been playing so well. Nicholas Jackson, let's start with him. The man can play so well on the sides. I mean, when he's breaking down with his pace, he's almost unstoppable. We really haven't seen anyone be able to stop him when he's dribbling off on the wings. This is the perfect spot for him. If you haven't watched my video, I talked about how Pochettino has kind of made all these players float around. So not just Nicholas Jackson, Palmer, Sterling, which again, we're going to talk about him, along with Mudryk as well, that these players can kind of all go back and forth when they need to. And because of this, it makes it very difficult for teams to defend this because what they can do is break away one way or the other way. And then on top of that, you have got Conor Gallagher, you have Palmer coming into that middle, which then creates plenty of spaces. But Nicholas Jackson, you're seeing how well he is as a 22-year-old. The man has a high ceiling at Chelsea because like I said, it takes some skill set to dribble down the side of the pitch, look up to see where Cucurella is, and play that ball because we've seen other young players and even Raheem Sterling who will not play that ball across. And therefore, again, it's an easy tap in for Cucurella's first goal for Chelsea, which is hard to believe because you would have thought he would have scored at least one goal for us by now. But the fact is, he had a big opportunity, put in the back of the net, which gave us the lead right in the beginning of the match. And after that, we had a lot of opportunities. I mean, Sterling missed time and time again, which I don't understand how this player is still starting for Chelsea. Yes, I understand he is one of our older players, has the experience, but what he's doing now at this club, it's not doing anything for us. It's almost stalling us out because, like I said, there were multiple chances where Sterling should have found the back net in that first half. Yes, he did lead to the assist to Palmer, which we will talk about. But again, looking at this, you got to think to yourself, should Raheem Sterling start any of our games left? I want to know, do you think he should, or do you think we should stick with Matawaki, stick with Mudryk, even put Chuck out there? I mean, there are multiple options we have now because our injury list has gone down pretty significantly. And I don't think we picked up any injuries in this match, which is great. And we also have an international break coming up. But Sterling seems to always make the wrong decision every single time. It seems like, yes, I understand he did make up for that with the assist, but minus that, there was nothing that really Sterling brought to the table today. He had a clear one-on-one, which he should have even laid off to Palmer, I believe. I don't know, with his skill sets he's been having lately, his confidence has been so low that really he should have played the ball off to Palmer. Palmer could have just slotted in, but instead he decides to shoot it, misses the target completely. Also had the PK. Again, I'm not sure why Palmer didn't take that PK. We've seen him time and time again. Palmer be calm and cool, collective when he takes the PKs. Yet Sterling stepped up. A terrible, a terrible PK. Let's be real here. The fact that the goalkeeper almost dove further than where actually he shot it just demonstrates where his confident, his mindset is at right now. And you got to give him some props, though, because he does again, work through all these misses, all these chances, but it does get the assist. But minus that, like I said, Sterling did absolutely nothing for me in this. I don't know what you guys think. Do you think Sterling gets any praise in this game? Because I don't think so. That being said, though, we go into the half 2-0 up. So we're looking pretty good. Again, we should probably have been up 3-4-0 at the halfway mark. We're thinking this is a pretty confident game going into that second half, but lo and behold, the second half was just a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, that first goal for Leicester, Disasi, whoa, that right there let me think that this game was going to go completely in the opposite direction of that first half, and it almost did because that by itself, you could just feel the atmosphere just drop completely, and the fact that that gave Leicester this little bit of confidence that they wanted and needed, and then the fact that they came back and scored and tied the game up 2-2, at that point, it could have went any other way, really. But the fact is that Chelsea were able to keep coming at Leicester City, and eventually there was the red card, which was rightfully so. Yes, it could have been a PK. I think it was right on the line. VAR called it right, I believe, in my humble opinion. which then did lead to the red card, deny of a goal scoring opportunity. So therefore, again, it made sense. And from there, we were in control, but it did take a while for us. But what we need to take away from this is how great Palmer is. It's breathtaking to watch Palmer play each and every match, the full 90. The way he just moves, glides with the ball, it's phenomenal. Yes, he had the goal in the first half, but that assist is remarkable. Just a little flick to again get Chukwemeka onto the ball and then him finishing it really just speaks volume for how great Palmer is. If it wasn't for Palmer, I don't think Pochettino would still be here at Chelsea. Palmer has carried this team all season, and I think he will continue to carry him all season, which, like I said, is fortunate for Pochettino and Chelsea because if it wasn't for Palmer, this team would be in the mud. He has time and time again pulled us out of multiple situations, not just in this game, but throughout the entire season and probably future matches as well, especially in our semifinal, whoever we have to play. We're going to have to rely on Cole Palmer. This man should be bubble wrapped. We need to do whatever we can to make sure that this man does not pick up an injury because if he were to, this team is just going to nosedive. Our creativity goes down. Palmer, again, is the guy that can play the ball through the lines, break those lines, but also has the opportunity to make a little shimmy, create space, and take that shot, which, again, typically is on target and then does challenge the goalkeeper. So, again, because of him, he creates all the space around him, and we saw it time and time again in today's match. The other player I do want to talk about is Malagusto. This man, too, I think has a huge future at Chelsea. The way this man plays down the right side, I think he could actually challenge Reece James in that position. Yes, I understand how great Reece James is. Reece James is a phenomenal player when he's fit. But one of the things that's wrong with Reece James is that he's never available. If he is, I could see him possibly slotting in and also playing Malagusto. Now, again, that's totally up to Pochettino at that time frame. But Malagusta does not really put in a bad shift ever. The way he's able to attack, the balls he's whipping in, there are a few chances we had. I think right at the end, Noni Matawaki had a good opportunity. It was a great save by Leicester, but that's all from Malagusta. The guy can just, again, work down that side, and the balls that he's whipping in over and over, they are in lethal spots that if we can continue to take those chances, we can score more goals. I think even Nicholas Jackson had an opportunity to that put it over the bar. I think he was kind of falling backwards, but still, even his defensive third he's putting in, not many players are getting by him. Yes, again, I do understand Leicester's second goal did come from Malagusto, but that was a phenomenal strike. I'm not going to take anything away from that goal. Yes, maybe Malagusto could have done a little bit better on that, but there was nothing Sanchez could have done either on that goal. The way the ball just perfectly bent to the far post, you got to give credit where credit is due because Leicester, like I said, at that point, were feeling some of the energy from that own goal. And again, they were building off of that. And at that point, like I said, it could have went either way. But really, I think Malgusto put in a huge shift this match. But my man of the match, though, is going to be Cucurella. I think this guy, yes, he's taken a lot of slack at this club from last year and even this season. But what we've been seeing these last couple of matches with Cucurella coming back from injury is something that we've been lacking on that left side. Yes, same thing with Ben Chilwell. Great player, also always injured, just like Reece James. Cucurella, yes, like I said, just came back from an injury, but when he's fit now, I think he's the starting guy. I think he starts over Ben Chilwell, even though Ben Chilwell was back healthy as well. Cucurella offers just this ability to be more defensive mindset. While Ben Chilwell can go forward, obviously, we've seen that before. Cucurella gives you that little bit of backness in that back four, which again, when we don't have him there and Ben Chilwell's bombing up the front on that left side, that really leaves our back line just wide open, which again, we've seen time and time again lead to multiple goals. And that's been our big issue these last handful of matches because we are scoring goals. We've been scoring a lot of goals lately. So again, it's been one of those things that we've gotten used to again, that I don't think we realized how poor we were at scoring goals. The fact that now we are scoring goals is a huge thing, but we are still leaking goals. And what we really need to do is work on the back four to continue having the same back four. So I think Cucurella needs to keep starting. Trevor Chalobah needs to keep starting, which I would not have thought of about 6 weeks ago. I never thought he would be actually making it back in this team, but him starting now, he's been playing out of his mind, and he allows us to actually move forward into that defensive, into that midfield area, kind of like John Stones at Manchester City, which that's a whole different topic we'll talk about. But even Disasi, those three guys I think are doing a fairly well pairing together, and we've already talked about Malagusto. So those four can keep playing together. I think our defense can actually start getting more confidence, gelling together, and keep a better clean sheet. And obviously, Petrovic will be starting for us. I think this match was just a game that we really need to see Robert Sanchez get a little more playing time just in case if Petrovic were to pick up an injury. And we also need to rest him. Granted, he's a goalkeeper, not playing as many minutes or is running around as much and like all the other players. But Petrovic, again, is going to be that starting goalkeeper for the rest of the season. Those five players, I believe, future wise, can really make this team very rock solid and offensive, which we've been lacking. Now, midfield, again, that's going to be Enzo and Concedo. We've talked about that before. But like I said, Enzo wasn't able to play in this match, but still, when they're playing together, those guys are going to be what we want to see. So, overall, this match, again, I think it was a phenomenal match. Had everything. It had goals, had a red card, PK miss. I mean, late drama. We won 4-2, but still, this was a match that Chelsea needed. They desperately needed because our momentum is going in the right direction. We have been playing very well. And now this win goes into the semifinal, which then, yes, we have international break. We can use that momentum now for the Premier League and push for these last couple of handful of games to possibly push into European competition. Depending on how the rest of the European English teams do in the Champions League and Europa and the conference, there's a possibility that one of those spots does open up that Chelsea could be seeing themselves playing European competition without winning a trophy. Yes, that still is a long shot for this team, but overall, Chelsea are on the ups, and I think we are back. So I want to know though, what do you guys think? What is your thought process on this match? Do you think Chelsea played well, poorly? What are your takeaways? I want to know. I will be making a video breaking down the entire video or the game itself, how Chelsea played Pochettino's tactics. This was just my reaction on the match itself. But overall, I think this was a great game for Chelsea. Like I said, plenty of confidence for the players. I think a lot of our younger players have been playing well under Pochettino, and we got the win, which is the biggest part. So that's all I have for you today. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that. And again, I will see you when we do the match analysis on the tactics for Pochettino and Chelsea.